Today you're going to do gentle movements that are going to be seated or standing. You're just going to need something to sit on, or if you want to do everything standing, you're welcome to do that. And you're going to need a little bit of wall support at certain points. Other than that, you really don't need anything. You can just wear your regular clothes. You can keep your shoes on. So if you're at the office, you don't have to change clothes, change your shoes. And these are going to be gentle movements to help facilitate ease and fluidity for everyday tasks. So by the end of this, you should feel calm, you should feel gently warmed up, and you should feel strong, centered. So with your body, in your body, which is really great when we're doing computer work to sort of bring ourselves back into this physical reality versus the reality that's on our screen. So it's a good balance. All right, let's get moving. You're gonna come to sit on a chair. And you want to scoot forward and you want to have your feet where you can feel some weight. So if you bring them back too far, they're kind of just in the ball of your feet. You're going to bring forward so you feel your whole foot planted down. I want to make sure you're relatively parallel. So you might be wider, you might be narrower, depending on what your preference is. I just want to make sure the toes and the knees are pointing straight forward. And you're going to wiggle around and, different bodies are different. So your body may have more flesh to find the sits bones. Or you may have less flesh and you're like, wow, I really feel those bones. So the ischial tuberosities are part of your pelvis. Those are your sits bones. And you're just going to want to sit upright so that the space between your pubic bone, your tailbone, and your two sits bones is aiming straight down. Take your hands to the front of your belly and your rib cage, and you're going to breathe in, letting your ribs, your back, the sides of your waist, your belly expand. On your exhale, you're going to pull your belly in. So feel at those pinky fingers, right? Maybe middle ring, pinky finger. Feel your belly pull in and up, in and back, maybe is just what you're doing. Let your ribs, where your thumbs are, let that drop down. Let your front ribs just relax. And you're going to do that again. Close your eyes, breathe in, filling up your back, sides, ribs, chest. As you exhale, pull the belly in and back. Soften your shoulders, keep your ribs soft in the front. One more like that, inhaling, filling up in all dimensions, and then exhaling, pulling that belly in and back. We're going to add movement to that. So use your feet, gently pushing into the ground. Make sure you feel your heels and the ball of your foot evenly on the ground. You're going to breathe in again. And as you exhale, you're going to pull your belly back and you're going to start to let yourself roll to the back of those ischial tuberosities. So to the back of the sits bones, your butt is curling under. See if you can keep your ribs soft in the front and your shoulders and neck and jaw easy. You're going to inhale and rock back to the top of those sits bones, those ischial tuberosities, and a little bit to the front of them. You're going to exhale. You're going to curl the butt under, rocking to the back of the sits bones, using your breath-belly connection as you exhale there. Inhale as you rock forward. Notice if one side has more weight than the other. Exhaling, rocking back. Inhale, going forward. Notice if one side moves faster or slower. You can watch your knees, and do your knees stay level? Hopefully they do. Exhale back. We're going to do two more like this. Use your belly there. Inhale forward. Keep those front ribs calm and dropped. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. And then settle in so you're not too far forward or too far back. Make sure that when you went forward, sometimes we thrust our ribs and chest forward and that feels nice. So come back to center. Let those front ribs drop so you have space in your back rib cage. Let your shoulders relax on those ribs. Make sure your neck and your jaw are released and you're really on top of that sits bones, pubic bone, tailbone, that flashlight of your pelvic floor aiming straight down without your ribs trying to lift you. So you don't want to thrust your lower back forward or your ribs forward. Just let yourself figure out, okay, my pelvis is there. Stack on top of that. You're going to make your way back to center on those sits bones. So that pelvic floor flashlight between your pubic bone, your tail, and your two sits bones aiming straight down, and you're making sure that you're not pushing your lower back forward or your ribs forward to find your posture. You are sorting it out from the ground up, or in this case, from the pelvis up. Keeping your seat level, you're going to add in shoulder movement. So you're going to take your shoulders forward, up, together, and down, around. 3 shoulder circles in each direction. Inhaling as you go up, exhaling as you bring the shoulders down and around. 1 more this direction. And then go the other way, going back, up, forward, and down, back, up, forward, and down. Last one, back, up, forward, and down. From there, just take your head and tilt your ear to your shoulder. I'm going to spin to face you so you can see just there. I'm trying not to, it's hard for me not to drop the shoulder because it wants to always drop. So just try and think my collarbones are just a coat hanger. I'm going to tip one ear to one shoulder. Breathe there. Draw my chin a little bit towards my throat and look towards that armpit or towards that shoulder and just do a little chin nod there. Breathing. Try and keep your sits bones level. And then come back ear to shoulder. Come to center, do the other side. Ear to shoulder on the other side. Try and keep your shoulders level and even. And then you're going to tuck your chin a little bit. And then you're going to rotate so your chin goes towards your armpit. And then you're just going to nod a little yes. Remember to breathe and keep those front ribs calm. And then do ear to shoulder and come back up to center. And now you're going to make your way to standing. So standing, similar to sitting, you want to feel your feet underneath your hip joints. If you need a wider base, that'll give you a little bit more stability, by all means. Step the feet wider. I don't want you to go wider than shoulders distance, but they can be wider than your hips if you need that wider base. But if you can, we're going to bring them kind of underneath the hip joints, underneath those sits bones, so you kind of feel this translation of the weight into the ground. You feel your ground reaction force with gravity. Then you're going to reach your arms out to the side. You're going to keep your knees a little bent. You're going to keep those front ribs dropped, and you are going to rotate or twist your chest and your ribs one way. So don't think, I got to twist all the way around, everything goes. Just think, my front rib cage is going to pull diagonally across to my opposite hip. And I'm just going to breathe there. I'm going to do a little pulse there. And then you're going to come center. Let's inhale as we begin our twist. Exhale, do a little pump as you exhale, pulling your waist and your belly in. Inhale as you come center and over to the other side. Exhale as you pump and twist. I'm trying to keep my hips and my knees and my feet as level as possible. Inhale as I come center and around. Exhale as I twist and reach a little bit more. Last time, inhale as you come center and around. Exhale as you twist. And then last one, inhale as you come center and around. Exhale as you twist. I'm kind of using my arms to reach out and then center. From there, definitely step your legs even wider than your shoulders. Keep your knees soft if you need. You're going to take one arm up and over, and you're just going to stretch it over. And I'm thinking about anchoring that leg that I'm stretching away from. Yawning this lateral side of my body and my rib cage open, 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 all the way up underneath my armpit, my collarbone, breathing there. And then come center. Do the other side. Reach the other arm up and over. Fan those ribs open. Breathing. And center one more time, each direction without reaching. And remember to breathe. Through all of this, you want to breathe. And even though I'm stretching laterally and I'm lifting that waistline, like I'm lifting my ribs off of my pelvis, which increases that distance in my waistline, I'm also thinking about those front ribs not pushing forward, so kind of containing them a little bit. And then come center. Then you're going to keep your feet wide, keep your knees nice and soft and adaptable or agile, and you're just going to circle your hips around. So think about that pelvic floor flashlight. It's pointing straight down, and you're going to make circles on the floor now. And you just go about 5 times in each direction, lubricating your hip joints very simply. Go the other direction. Remember to breathe. And then come center. Now bring yourself back against the wall. Have maybe a foot or two away from the wall. Make sure your butt, your rib cage, and maybe the head makes it, maybe not. You're gonna reach your arms up. If you wanna do Pilates V, you're certainly welcome to do that. If you wanna just stay parallel, you do that. You breathe as you reach up, you pull, you like press your butt back, you pull your belly button back, you keep your ribs there, and you're gonna slowly peel yourself off the wall. You try and stay with the wall for as long as possible. As you roll down at a certain point, your knees may bend, your butt's gonna slide up, and then you're gonna slowly roll back up, pulling yourself back. You're gonna do that 2 more times. You're gonna roll down, taking your time as you try and peel yourself off the wall, shoulders on those ribs. Butt will go up as the head goes down. And then you roll back up. And then you do 1 more. Take your time. So like I want to skip some places, so I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. Use my belly a little bit more. Squeeze my heels together. Breathing at the bottom and then rolling back up. If you need more of those, do more of those. You're going to spin around to face the wall like a wall plank. With your hands at shoulder height on the wall, you're going to step back so you're at a wall plank. You're really going to think, I'm pushing the wall away from me. I'm drawing my ribs and my belly back. I'm aiming that pubic bone, tailbone right in between my inner ankles, not towards my toe or the wall, but really between my inner ankles. And on your exhale, you're going to push down through one heel, one leg engages as the other leg lifts up, knee towards the navel, knee towards the chest. Hold there for 3 deep breaths. Shoulders on the rib cage, ribs drawing back. And then bring it all the way down. Stand on the other leg. Exhale, bring the other leg up. 1 breath. 2. 3. And doing the other side. Exhale, lift the leg up for 3. 2. 1. Bring that leg down. Do the other side. Exhale, lift that leg up for 3. 2. Make sure the inner thigh is really spiraling right up against that bone. 1. One more time. Each leg. Exhale, lifting up. I don't want to push my knee back. I want to keep my hamstring, glute, heel, all of that active and connected as I pull that leg up, using my belly, pushing the wall away, pulling my ribs back. And last time, exhale, bring the other leg in and up. Lengthen from heel to head. Draw the waistline in and back. Draw those front ribs down, but keep your neck and head nice and free and long. Bring that around. Step forward and bring your arms down. We're going to do squats next. So you can be as wide or as narrow as you want. You're going to squat down, have your arms be easy. If you need a balance, you can reach them forward. You can certainly use your chair to help with this. So if you need a little balance support, you can use your chair. And then when you come up, I want you to reach your arms up and pull the belly in. And reaching down, let's inhale as we squat down, reaching my butt back, almost like I'm gonna sit back in another chair. Use the chair if you need to, either to imagine sitting down or to support yourself. And then exhale as you pull your belly in, glutes engaged, pelvic floor aiming straight down, belly pulls in, arms reach up. And you go down. Whatever you need to do with your arms for support. And then as you come up, you reach the arms up, your belly pulls in. Arms don't have to go behind you, they can stay a little forward. And 2 more, inhaling, exhaling. And last one, inhaling, exhaling. Bringing your arms down. From there, you can, again, use the chair for support, or you can just stand on your own. You're gonna bring your feet underneath you. Keep your ribs calm, keep your belly firm. You're gonna see, can you take one leg out to the side, keep your pelvis as level as possible. Now, it's not gonna stay perfectly level because of our setup here, but you're gonna imagine you're trying to keep that. You're going to flex this leg that's out to the side. So you're balancing on one leg. Again, if you need, there's a chair for you. There's a wall behind you. Whatever you need, flex that foot, reach to that heel, and then push down through your grounded leg heel. Make sure you're not locking out your knee, and you're just gonna lift and lower that leg that's out to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg underneath you. Stand. Use those glutes you were just working. Send the other leg out. Point. Just keep the toes on to start. And when you're ready, you're going to try and stay as level as you can with relative awareness of it's not going to be perfectly level. Make sure you're over your standing foot in the heel and the ball of the foot, and you're going to lift and lower for 5, 4, drop the ribs, drop the shoulders, 3, 2, 1. Bring the heels together, or if you prefer, stay parallel, whatever works for you. We are going to keep our ribs calm and our belly pulling in and active. And we're going to squeeze the heels if your heels are together. If not, if you're parallel, really think about the inner thighs facing each other and kind of firming up towards the bone, like the flesh of the inner thigh kind of squeezes to the bone. And I want you to think about pushing down and out through the ball of the foot and the toes as you lift your heels up, 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 up. Squeeze your heels together. I don't care if you pop up to like a full height. I'd rather you stay kind of a little bit out of your full range. Keep your core coordination and then slowly lower down. If you want to keep your hands monitoring the front and back of your body so you know you're not swaying, do that. If you want to reach your arms out to the side to get a little more deltoid work, you can definitely do that. And you're going to exhale, belly pulls in and up. Inhale, imagine your head stays where it is as you lower your heels down. And exhaling. Could you imagine it like pelvic floor elevator with the arches of the feet, the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, the belly, all lifting and gathering and lifting up, 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 up. And then lowering down. 2 more. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lowering. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lowering. Now you're going to do a few stretches. First, we're going to use the wall again. So you're going to take one arm back behind you on the wall. If you only have a door frame, you can do all of this stuff at the door frame. And remember, you have a chair, you have the wall, all of that stuff to help facilitate you. So you're going to step forward. I like to step my opposite leg forward when I'm at the wall. I play with this though. Sometimes I like the same side. You can play with it, whatever feels good to you today. And you're going to see how close can you get to the wall. So I'm going to try to get close to the wall and my arms reaching out. And I'm just going to lunge one leg forward. So I'm going to do that. I don't know why today the opposite leg feels really good to me. And I'm going to drop those ribs, but I'm going to keep my collarbones lifted and open so my shoulder girdle is still staying nice and wide at the collarbone aspect and dropped in the shoulder blade aspect. And then when you're ready, I want you to tip your head or turn your head away from the wall. I want you to breathe there. And then I want you to come out of that by straightening whatever leg's forward. Creepy crawl your hand a little bit on a high diagonal. Do the same exact thing. Lunge forward. Whatever leg, you have this slight diagonal. Your hand, as I lunge forward, my hand drags on the wall a little bit. And I'm going to see, can my shoulder blade drop down? Whew, it's tight today. And when you're ready, you're going to look away from the wall. Can I keep my belly and my ribs contained in the front? And when you're ready, you straighten that front leg, you pivot around to the other side. Arm straight behind you. Get as close to the wall as you can. Whatever leg you got forward, that's the leg you're going to lunge or bend. You're going to contain your belly, so you don't want to be like butt out or ribs out. You're going to try and pull that in as you lunge forward. And by lunge, it's small. It's just bending that front leg, so you drag a little bit of that. Drag your body forward as your hand's still reaching back. And when you're like, okay, I got this, then you start to turn your head away from the wall. And you will feel how the pec attachments tie right into your head and your neck. You'll feel that stretch intensify. And then straighten the front leg. Crawl the hand up on a slight diagonal. Same thing. Square the chest off the best you can. Bend that front leg forward. Contain the ribs. Breathe. When you're ready, you look away from the wall in your arm that's stretching. and then center and come out of there. All right, I'm gonna use the chair for the next one. You could definitely just stay at the wall. You're gonna take your hands onto the chair or at the wall, and you're gonna, if you're at the wall, they'll be a little bit lower than shoulders, and the chair, of course, is lower than my shoulders. I'm gonna walk back a little bit. I'm gonna press down through my arms. I'm gonna get shoulder activation and a stretch. Again, belly pulling in. I'm gonna reach my hips back, pushing down with my arms, pulling my belly in and up, and I'm gonna reach those sits bones back. Breathing there, stretching. If you can, you attempt to straighten those legs, but maybe straight is not in the cards for you. So instead of feeling your butt kind of tucked under, what you want to do is you can pull yourself a little forward, keep the arms active, and reach the butt backs, reach the pubic bone, reach the sits bones back away from the wall or from the chair, wherever you are. While as you do that, that's what you want to do. I don't care if the leg straightens. I want to get that sits bones reaching, heels reaching down, sits bones reaching up and back. Breathe. One more breath there. And then walk the feet forward. Now you're going to come back to sitting in your chair. You are going to cross one ankle, flex foot, cross the ankle over the other thigh, sit forward like we did in the beginning, and you're just going to sit there. And this may be enough. Like you may feel this hip lateral leg into the hip. You may feel it in the deep rotators. You may be not able to even bring your leg there. You might be like up here with your knee. And if that's the case, take your hand around your knee and push. So activate that musculature and push it against your hand there. And just think, I've got to sit up on those sits bones. I'm going to have this like pressure there. And I know that seems weird, but press, hold, breathe. And then release the pressure a little bit and see if the leg can go down a little bit more. Or maybe the leg doesn't go down, but you rock to the front of those sits bones just a little bit more. And do that again. So push and engage. Keep that foot flexed. Keep the ribs dropped. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And then release and go a little bit forward. And I'm not rounding forward. I'm just rocking to the front of my sits bones. And last one, press, engaging. And then release. Maybe you can go forward even more. Remember to breathe, and then you'll bring that leg up, and you'll do the other side. Flex your foot. Take your knee, your hands around your knee and your thigh there. Press. This foot being flexed really helps sort of protect you from twisting too much at your knee. And are you on both sits bones? You're going to press, engage, keep the ribs contained and the shoulders relaxed. And then you'll release your pressure. Maybe you go forward. Maybe the leg just drops down a little bit. You're going to do that again. Push, engage, breathe. And then you release. Maybe you can rock a little forward to the front of the sits bones as if you're trying to get more weight towards the pubic bone. And try that one more time. And then release. Maybe you can go even more. Maybe your leg just drops. Maybe it's allowed to externally rotate a little deeper. And then you uncross your legs and relax. I hope these movements and this movement routine helps you notice how small or simple mindful movements can really create more ease and fluidity for everyday tasks. But it really doesn't take much to come back into it. It doesn't take much to maintain some balance in the structures by moving in all directions, being mindful of our breath while we're moving, being mindful of the connections that exist in our body. And we did all of that today. So you should congratulate yourself. And until next time, keep moving.